One of the unique things about this conference in particular is that we don't just have writers teaching writers, although we do have that, but we also have lots of editors and agents, which you're going to meet in a little while. The editors and the agents are the direct conduit to you getting published in the traditional way. So we bring them in, they do consultations with you, they read your work in advance, and then make comments on it, and then when you get here to the conference, you can have appointments with them and they'll discuss your work with you. So you'll get direct feedback. There's no way to do that, really, with an editor or an agent, except to be at a conference like this. Because you know, if you go to New York and you try to meet with them, they have armed guards at the door. No way. But here, you've got a seat, they've got a seat, and you can talk. This is Paul Levine, and he is both an attorney and an agent, right? A rather unique set of credentials.
And I'm in LA, so I function both in the book business and, of course, in the movie and television business. This conference has been a terrific conference for me, and I think for the attendees, because of the variety of different agents and editors you have here. For the editors, it's great for me to meet with some of the editors whom I've dealt with over the years, but never actually met face to face. And it's also great for me to be able to meet some of my fellow agents who may have a book which lends itself to adaptation for film or television. And therefore, we partner up on those kinds of projects and hopefully turn them into movies or movies for television. Some of my best successes have been with agents whom I've met at conferences like this. So I was happy to be here in 1997, and I'd love to come again if you'll have me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
This is Ellen Geiger.
Hi there. Yeah.
And you are an agent at?
Oh, I'm an agent at the Francis Golden Agency in New York City. And we represent a number of illustrious people like Barbara Kingsolver and Margaret Wise Brown, who wrote Goodnight Moon, and Dorothy Allison, Adrienne Rich. And this is my first time at the conference. I'm really impressed.
So tell me how it went for you.
Oh, it's been great. I mean, the quality of the writing is really high. I really thought that the submissions were uniformly very good, with a couple of outstanding. You know, I was very impressed with the people who've come here to enjoy the conference, and they all seem very serious. So it's been a pleasure, although we've been in a lot of meetings back to back. But I also wanted to say that I think this is really, I've done a lot of these over the years because I've been an agent for 20 years. And I really think this is one of the best organized conferences that I've ever been to. It's amazing. And I know you've had a lot of years doing it, but you've really, you're in the sweet spot. It's really been a great conference.
Great. I hope you come back and see us again.
I absolutely will. I hope you'll invite me again. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, this is Chris Vogler, who is really a legend in his own time. He's written an amazing book, which is the book that everyone should read if they're ever going to be a writer of any kind. Chris, tell us about your book. What do you do?
Well, thank you. My book is called The Writer's Journey, and it's subtitled Mythic Structure for Writers, and it's about the mythological patterns that we find in the myths of ancient times, but that still have value today, and that writers can use to improve their own writing or to give it a mythological dimension or a psychological reality, because those myths were sort of the psychology of the ancient world. And so we get a lot of inspiration from them and some structural points that are really still useful today.
And they've used these in movies, and tell me about that.
Well, the first place I noticed it was in Star Wars. When the first Star Wars movie came out, it was obvious to me that George Lucas had read the book, which was my inspiration, The Hero with a Thousand Faces by a man named Joseph Campbell. And what I did while I was in film school, when Star Wars was coming out, was I translated Campbell's mythological language into movie examples. And so with those examples, I was able to show this can still be used. It's 3,000 years old, but it's still perfectly current and makes very good commercial movies today.
Okay, great. So what do you think of this conference? You've been here, you were here a long time ago doing our keynote,
Yes.
and now you're back this year again, and
Yes.
so do you see a difference? Has it changed? What do you think?
Oh, I think it's really sharpened up, and that this is one of the best run conferences I have ever been at, really. And the thing that sets it apart is that you have taken so much care to make sure all the presenters are open and generous people. They have the intention to give back to their audiences, and they're just wide open. They're here to mix it up with people, and if you were there in the lobby, you can count on one of the speakers is going to come by and strike up a conversation with you, not you having to chase them down. We're here eager to talk to people, and you don't find that in every conference. So this is really a special one because of that.
Well, I hope you'll come back and
yes.
not wait so long the next time.
Yes, that'd be fine with me.
All
That's
right.
great. All right.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, Taylor, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. What a surprise seeing you here.
Yes. All right, this is Taylor Van Arsdale, and it's no surprise at all that she's here because she's been here many years. And tell us about that. Tell us about your experience here.
Well, first of all, I lecture up and down the coast of California, and this is by far, and I say this every year, the best writers' conference in California. It's the best writers' conference on the West Coast. Not only is the organization superb, the preparation and the people that you get are so friendly and nice, and it's just a wonderful experience for both the editors and the agents as well as the attendees.
And so you've seen manuscripts, you've talked to people. What do you think of the writers here?
Oh, you know what? I think they're very earnest. I mean, some of them are not obviously ready to go out into the fray, but they are learning, and they're very dedicated to learning the craft, and they're here to get questions answered. So some of them are very happy to just have, a couple things shed light on upon their scripts or their manuscripts, and it's all good. And then others are clearly qualified and ready to go, and that's always a great pleasure to read people's work that is just superb.
Great. And so you're going to come back again and see us?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Love it here. San Diego. Woohoo!
Okay. Taylor.
Oh, yes.
One more thing I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
So tell me about how you got here in the first place.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I think Madeline DiMaggio actually brought me in. She introduced me to you. I want to say something. This lady, this woman is the best. She rocks this thing. I've been coming, and every time I come, you make me feel so at home, and you're just the nicest person, and she's funny and talented and just a charming person, and I love coming back and seeing Diane.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Hi.
Hi. So this is Phyllis Gebauer.
Right.
And she is an author and an award-winning writing teacher. She teaches at UCLA, and she's been teaching here for us for quite a number of years now.
Quite a number of years, yes.
I don't even know how many.
Love it. I love it.
But tell us, what do you think of the conference, and what do you think the writers get out of this?
Well, I think this is a terrific conference, and what I think the writers get out of it is that everybody is so sociable and amenable and available. The agents and editors don't just hide away and eat by themselves. They mix and they mingle. You have a wine and cheese party, and the students are free, and the agents are there. Then you have this wonderful dinner, for a lunch, for the students, and the agents are there. And they're always available. I've been at other conferences, and they hide themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think you have a terrific balance between published writers who are sharing their expertise and then writing teachers. So you're having the two aspects. It's a fantastic thing in San Diego.
So you're going to come back next year, of course.
If asked.
And of course, you will be.
Thank you very much, Diane.
All right, and you are?
I am Ken Zach, and I'm a fiction writer, and this is my first conference.
And how has it been?
It's been fantastic. I've truly, truly enjoyed it. The keynote speakers, the one-on-one sessions have been very positive for me. I've gotten 3 requests for my full manuscript, so I'm very pleased about that. And learned, as always, great craft points. So it was a very, very good conference for me.
All right, so you're going to come back?
Absolutely. Absolutely,
All right.
yeah.
Great, thanks.
All right, thank you very much.